Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Bill McNutt, and I am your room host for this session. I just have a couple of housekeeping items to remind you of before we get started. First off, please be mindful that this session is being recorded for your review and for folks who are not able to attend. Second up, we will not be using the Zoom chat if you are familiar with that. Our chat is back out on the conference website. And that is available to everybody who is participating in the conference. So please be mindful of that as well. I believe that that is everything that I have for you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Cherisa, who will take it from here. I will be monitoring the chat so that she doesn't have to. And if you have any questions or comments that you feel is more appropriate to the chat, I will bring those to her attention.
Thank you so much, Bill. I'm going to go ahead and start by sharing my screen so that everyone can see. Give me 1 second. Is this the right one? There we go.
I'm sorry, I always forget. Folks, if you will go to the chat window and scroll up to the top, there is a tab on the right where it says chat, it says files, and Cherisa has made a number of resources available for you there. If you're looking for the PowerPoint, that's where you will find it, and there are a number of other resources as well. All right, I'm going to shut up again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill, to fill that little time. I want to just go ahead and remind you that this is Member Value and Virtual Teaching Resources with ACTE. My name is Cherisa Martin. I am ACTE's Membership and Communications Manager, so I deal a lot with any of your member benefits, any of the things that we are providing, resources, professional development, networking opportunities, so on and so forth. Before I get started, I just want to go ahead and thank Tennessee Department of Education, as well as Tennessee ACTE, who have asked me to be here to kind of speak on their behalf. So thank you both to TACTE and the Tennessee Department of Ed for allowing me this opportunity to come and speak with you guys today. So getting started. What is ACTE? Learning more about the Association for Career and Technical Education, as well as TACTE, which is one of our state affiliates. ACTE's vision and mission include empowering educators, delivering high quality CTE programs to make sure that all students are positioned for career success. The way that we are able to fill out this mission or this vision is through our mission, which is just providing educational leadership in a developing competitive workforce. We know how much things are changing. We know how much CTE has grown over the last 100 years. And we want to make sure that we are continuing to provide our CTE professionals with the resources that they need to prepare students for career success. A little bit about ACTE. We are the largest national education association for CTE professionals. We work a lot with policy and legislative on the Hill. Our national office is located in Alexandria, Virginia, very close to Capitol Hill. So we do have our policy team. PPD is always out there. They're always lobbying. They're always having those conversations and having those meetings to make sure that our voice is being heard overall. We have an extensive line of professional development opportunities, ranging from some that are more specific for certain divisions, as well as some broader ones that are just general best practices. We continue to grow our partnerships and networks. And if you look at the image, the infographic that's listed, you can see some of those numbers that represent the partnerships that we've developed and some of those relationships that we've built. ACT is moving into its almost 100th year within the vocational world and within the CTE world, and that will be in 2026. So we have a leg up on some of the other CTE organizations just with that longevity and being around for so long. When we're looking at ACTE, we're broken up into different regions. Tennessee is in our region 2, and it's kind of grouped off. Within that region, you have your state leadership, you also have your regional leadership, and then your national leadership. So this is our current board of directors, just so that you have an idea. Region 2, Cheney Mosley. Cheney is awesome. Cheney works closely with Tennessee Department of Ed, TACTE. He's always, willing to put forth the effort and make sure that the things that need to happen are happening. So if you do have any questions about TACTE or ACTE, Cheney is a great resource to reach out to. I would always recommend him, and he's definitely a listening ear. When we look at the divisions that we represent, we have a array of different types of areas, program areas that we focus on: ag, business, marketing, health science, education. And then we do have smaller interest groups that are listed within our related, excuse me, our new and related services, which include JROTC, careers, career sections. We have, what else is there? Work-based learning. So some of those smaller interest groups that haven't necessarily grown, but are still up and coming within CTE. So we do have ways to service all of them. And we do a lot of initiatives for some of those smaller interest groups to make sure that they're really hitting them hard so that they don't get lost in translation when we're dealing with some of our bigger divisions such as ag. And then this is our board of directors. For each, this is the continuance of our board of directors. For each of our divisions, there's a specific division VP who works within that division, who works within that interest group, as well as make sure that we have those connections with other partners who are working. So for instance, with our health science education, we have other affiliates that we're working with. Family Consumer Science, we are working with NATE Facts, NASA Facts, other FCS organizations have combined with ACTE to make sure that we are able to provide you trainings, resources, professional development, and just the information that you need specific within your division. When we're looking at our content priorities and our strategic plan, our focus has been CTE administrators, business and education connections, middle school, CTE, and our teacher education pipeline. And this is reflective in a lot of the resources that we've created and some of the new events that we've put together as well. And lastly, looking at what our membership consists of. Although teachers are a big part of our member bulk, we also work with administrators, counselors, career development. Students, of course, are always available to join ACTE, which I don't think a lot of students know, and I don't think a lot of educators know. And it's free to them, no charge. Nonprofits and affiliates, like I listed earlier, some of our business and industry partners, and then, of course, federal and state organizations who are focusing on CTE and Department of Education. So now that you have a little bit of background of ACTE, looking at some of the resources, the publications, opportunities, and benefits of ACTE. Some of our premier resources include Techniques, which is our award-winning magazine. It comes out 8 times a year, and each of our magazines focus on different CTE issues and innovations. We focus on, we'll have an article, or I'm sorry, a magazine that may cover PACE, and all of the features that are in there are from educators, they are from members, they are from partners, they are from institutions, really looking at what post-secondary education is evolving into, what resources are being used, what are some of the new innovations happening in that area. And because we do get so much rich content for our magazine, we're not always able to focus on all of it. And for that, we have Pages, which is our Techniques blog. And this is just content that was so good we couldn't let you miss out on it. And this is accessible through our digital platform. So within Pages, we have a lot of new features that are happening. We're doing spotlights for some of our educational institution members that we're working with. We have an Ask Linda, where you can write in and ask Linda Romano, one of our VPs, any questions that you have within that division. And she is writing back and giving you some good information and kind of addressing some of those hard to ask questions that educators in the field are having right now. As well as Techniques, our magazine is now available digitally as well. That was one of our big pushes for 2019, was to get all of our archive magazines digitally uploaded onto our website. So from our first publication all the way until now, you can access every Techniques magazine, which is a great way to kind of look at the way that CTE has evolved. Some of our other digital publications, these are ones that just come weekly through your email: Career Tech Updates, STEM Smart Brief, Legislative Alerts, as well as ACTE News. These are all different correspondence that I like to check in with at the beginning of the day, just kind of to get a feel on what's going on. Some are coming weekly, some are coming bi-weekly, but it's just a good way to sort through and kind of see what the highlights and what the talk of the town is for this week and this month, what's going on in CTE. Our job bank, of course, we have our job bank, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you're looking for work, we've listed there. And then a number of things, content based on our website. We also offer CTE high quality tools. We have an online library that breaks down the 12 elements of high quality CTE. With this, we have an awesome self-evaluation form that you can either do paper or online digitally, where you evaluate your program and what you guys are doing within your system. And it will spit out and say what you're doing well and what you can do a little bit better in. And with that, it will also give you recommendations, articles to read, resources to use, and examples of programs that are doing things to help. So say you take the self-evaluation form to see if your program is giving high quality CTE, and you're doing well in sequencing, you're doing well in assessment. However, access and equity may be an area that your program is struggling in. With the CTE tool, high quality CTE tool, we will give you information about how to improve your access and equality within yours. Techniques also has a series that is aligned with this, and within that magazine, you'll see different highlights of CTE focusing on the 12 elements. And then there were different webinars that we pre-recorded and have posted on our website as well. Career Tech Vision, which is our big event at the end of the year, we'll talk about that a little bit later in this presentation, also has some things to address high quality CTE. So overall, it's just a tool, a resource, and ways for you to make sure that moving in to 2020 and 2021 school year, that you're prepared and ready to go. Perkins implementation. Perkins 5, we are past the 1 year mark of having Perkins implemented. This is a resource guide that's only available through ACTE, and it looks at the way that you can strengthen your CTE programs for this ACT. We have some smaller one-page summaries. We have webinars that we've put together. We also always offer different trainings during our big events. So we do have our policy event that we talk a lot about this, as well as our vision, Career Vision 2020, which we talk a lot about. We also have access to us on Twitter and on social media. If you just have a quick question you want to shoot out, that's a great way for you to access us. But if you do need more information about Perkins, or if you do need some more implementation resources, this is a great read for you to kind of go through and decipher how you are going to, how your program, how your administration is going to take the changes that are happening with Perkins V and implement those within your school. Other policy and research resources available. If you are a policy person and you like to stay up to date and you like to know what's going on legislatively, I would say subscribe to CTE Policy Watch. Check out our Action Center. We have a lot of different resource-based series. And then we have our online advocacy tool. If you do have more questions about advocacy, policy, research, please check that out. I'm not a huge policy person, so I can't really help you with very specific questions, but I can always point you in the right direction. Additional resources. Online seminars we'll talk a little bit about later. Job Bank I mentioned earlier. With ACTE, you do have the option with Tennessee ACTE and National ACTE, you have the option to get insurance at a discounted rate. With your membership with ACTE, you do get $25,000 in AD&D insurance, but if you are looking for professional liability, life insurance, any other type of insurance, we do have discounted rates through Forrest T. Jones. And what that looks like for professional liability to get $1 million in coverage for the year is an additional $94, which I think is a decent rate for different type of insurance for the year. Shop ACTE is our online bookstore where we have all of our resources. You would find the Perkins guide in there, as well as some other great CTE books that we have. Rachel Mann, who is one of our VPs, and she's on our board, she has some of her books listed, Martians in Our Classroom, as well as there's another, oh gosh, it's losing my mind. I'm losing the title of it, but it's a children's book that she also wrote that we have available in our store that's focused on CTE. There's a series of things that you should know in CTE, additional things you should know, first year things you should know, administrative things you should know, a series that I find a lot of schools like to do book studies with their incoming teachers, their incoming educators. So if you are a member of ACTE, you do always receive a member discount on the things in Shop ACTE, as well as any of our events. And with CTE in middle school being one of our focuses for our current plan, we do have some podcasts, we do have some webinars, and we do have some CTE supports, as well as a Facebook group dedicated just to middle school CTE, where you are able to discuss and speak and reach out to other middle school CTE programs and instructors to see what they are doing. Looking at professional membership, Professional membership with ACTE is going to be $80. And on top of that, you would pay your state fees. So Tennessee, TACTE, ACTE, I can check, I can get back to you with what the amount for Tennessee ACTE is, because I don't know that off the top of my head, and I do apologize. Once again, our students memberships are free. If you are retired or international, we do have discounted rates. You still have access to all of the resources that are available. I just know with international, everything is going to be digitally based, so we don't have the magazines and any of the direct mailing pieces coming to you. And some institutions, affiliates, and corporates are also listed there as well for membership. Okay. Now that we've gotten through that, how to get involved and how to kind of hone in on your professional development skills and your leadership skills, and some of the programs that ACTE and TACTE offer to strengthen your role within your community. One of the first things that we have is CTE Learn, which is our professional development. It's online self-paced courses. I'll talk a little bit about that more later because we do have a special running right now, so I want to really get into that information. Our ACTE online seminars, we do have free seminars that you can go to our website and access without a membership, and then we do have some that are kind of behind the screen that are just for members. With these online seminars, we cover different topics. We cover inclusion and diversity. We're covering best practices. We're covering, you know, how does COVID impact our school year, things of that nature. And then Educators in Action. This is an awesome program that we have. These are all volunteers from all over, from different backgrounds, from different areas, from different interest groups and areas. And they come together and they put on these online virtual discussions that are kind of geared towards what our members are looking for. They host them, they put them together, they speak on their personal experiences. So it's different than someone who works in the office, such as myself, and an educator who's in the field, who's dealing with the same issues, the same impacts from Perkins, the shortage of funding, having the students displaced right now, and just saying, hey, I understand where you're coming from. I'm dealing with the same things. And here are some resources or some of the ways that we've had to combat it. And this is what's worked for us. So always keep an eye out for our Educators in Action discussions. They are our feet on the ground. They are our liaison between what the people need and what we are offering. It's an amazing group. If you are ever interested in becoming an Educator in Action, these are people who write for our articles, they write for our blogs, they do presentations at our big events. They are just a phenomenal group of people. I couldn't say anything. I don't even have enough words. When we look at ACTE and TACTE leadership programs, working from bottom up, we start at the state level. Tennessee has a lot of different leadership opportunities within Tennessee ACTE. There are opportunities for leadership development. There are networking opportunities with professional development that they have, as well as resources and tools that are available through Tennessee ACTE. Once you come out of that state level, we're looking at professional leadership. These are some of the things that are offered at the national level, and these are nationwide. So you'll be in these professional leadership programs with other professionals from all over the nation. ACTE Connect, starting kind of in the middle, is normally you get more information from this at your regional conference. So at Region 2 conference, which I'll speak about, it's happening in October. There should be a booth or an exhibit or information center where you can get more information about how to connect with ACTE. And that kind of gets you in the know of what's going on. ACTE Lead, which is our leadership exploration and development, is an opportunity for you to learn more about yourself as a leader and how you could become a leader so that you're able to assist and support your state level TACTE. TACTE is always looking for members to become involved, members to take on leadership positions, members to help with engagement, and to keep the ball rolling on what they're doing at the state level and the resources they're providing and the networking opportunities. So ACTE Lead helps you kind of figure out where your role in leadership is and how to develop that so that you can better support your state level organization. We have our fellowship program, which has grown so much that we've had to break it into 2 separate sessions, where we have our new fellows, which are newer teachers, and our experienced fellows. With that, you are continuing to learn about leadership through this fellowship program. You're meeting monthly, and you guys are having presentations from different professionals and people who are experts in their material. And then moving up, we have our national level, which is a lot more time consuming than some of the other programs. Our committees and task force, which are at national level, we are currently recruiting people for our inclusion, diversity, and equity task force to help with some of our new initiatives and putting together some of our presentations for later events. And then our board of directors, which I spoke about earlier. Post-secondary leadership, which was listed on the last one, but I didn't speak about it because I did have a slide for it. This is a year-long professional development experience. You're able to earn a stipend of $4,000, which is going to help you with whatever resources you need to kind of get through this. Travel expenses are paid for 4 in-person workshops, and you are eligible to earn 2 semester hours of graduate credit. This is something that we're working with ECMC Foundation. So they're sponsoring this, they're helping us put this together. And you are taking the opportunity to learn a lot more about post-secondary leadership and what that looks like, and how you can take the skills that ACT is teaching you and bring them back to your community. With this, you also get to meet a lot of national and state level post-secondary CTE officials. So it's just a great time to network and kind of meet other people within that post-secondary world to help you continue to push forward in your career. Our student trophy design contest is an opportunity for students to kind of showcase what they do and what they learn. So with this, it can be an individual student or a team of students who work together to design a trophy. We've had over 400 applicants within the past year. The winning team gets a $1,000 scholarship. They get a 1-year lease for a 3D printer for their school, and then they get paid travel to our national conference. As of today, our national conference is happening in Nashville, Tennessee, and the student trophy that is selected, that is presented to all of our winners at our awards gala in Tennessee. You also get regular recognition in our promotions on our social media and our Techniques magazine, and our submission is typically in the spring. So this has passed, but it's annual, it's reoccurring. So there will be another opportunity for this. Other recognition and awards. So we have our 10 national awards winners, and those are presented at the Excellence Awards Gala at our Career Tech Vision, and they are given that student trophy design, their student trophy, as one of the things that they win with that. And looking at that, they start with state level nominations. So Tennessee does take in and they do award Tennessee TACTE state level Administrator of the Year, New Teacher of the Year, Lifetime Achievement Awards. And those winners are then moved up into the regional. So you would go against all the other regional winners, and those regional winners will move up to national winners. And the national winners are the ones who are recognized at the annual event. However, state level recognition is just as amazing and important to know that you are being a pillar in your community and someone recognizes it. We also have our Career Safety Educator of the Year, sponsored by Career Safe, and our Business Education Partnership and Champion for CTE Awards. So if you do have anyone who you believe you want to nominate for one of these awards, you are free to do that. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to me directly. You can go check out the information on the website to kind of see what the background of that looks like. And then our last one for our ways to get involved in professional development is our student video challenge with NASA Hunch. And this is an annual event as well. We typically take these in the spring. Students put together a project, a video project that features a scenario of extreme case of how we would work and live in the future dealing with CTE. This past year's was living and working on the moon and beyond. And the students put together awesome videos kind of incorporating CTE and project-based learning that all revolve around that environment. You can check these out on our websites to see the winner as well as some of the other submissions. And this is another opportunity to kind of showcase and highlight what your students are doing. I am going to quickly get through the networking opportunities so that I can get to all of the digital content that we're providing right now, the digital resources, because I know that's really important right now, what we're working with and what we're going through. Like I said before, Career Tech Vision is our premier event. It's our big event. Our early bird rate right now is still extended until August 31st. With this, it is a few days of just inspiring speakers, amazing learning opportunities, great workshops and tours, time to speak with exhibitors and kind of survey what it is that's available out there for you and what you want to bring back to your school. There's tons of giveaways and different types of promotional opportunities as well. Most of our educators come to this. We have over 4,500 typically coming together to take in everything that they can. And it is just an amazing experience. It's amazing opportunity. And you meet a lot of those hard hitters in CTE, a lot of those people that you do your online trainings with, a lot of people that you read their books, a lot of people that you see their programs highlighted, and you get to sit down and ask them those hard questions, and they can explain to you how they got from point A to point B. So it's always just a great way to walk away with so many tools in your toolkit. Best practices, this is our signature event for CTE administrators. This is a much smaller convene. This is happening in October in Cape Cod. And with this, it is an opportunity for our administrators to come together and learn the best practices that they can use to take back to their school and really focus in and disseminate that information to their educators to prepare them for the upcoming year. Breakout sessions, roundtable sessions, exhibitors, of course. And then there's networking opportunities to kind of meet with other CTE administrators locally to see what they are doing so that you guys can kind of connect and build a program from there. And for policy, our national policy seminar happens annually every spring in Arlington. This is an opportunity for you to come and meet with our legislators on Capitol Hill. You are able to advocate for your CTE program, and this is what our PPD department pushes for and works for. This is their event, and it was canceled this year, unfortunately, due to everything that's going on. But in the future, we are definitely ready and prepared for whatever it is that it will look like next year. So next year it's going to be March 22nd through the 24th. Region 2, which Tennessee falls in, their annual regional conference is happening this October 1st through the 3rd. And this is called Riding the Waves of CTE. It will be held at the Embassy Suite in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If there are any changes on this or any updates on this, you would find that on the Regional 2 website. So for now, this is the information that I have. They're updating it as changes come. So everything is a kind of a day-to-day base. And the goal is to bring together diverse expertise contained in the general and career CTE field. They want to make sure that you are able to share and learn from the collective strength to impact your community. And then CTE Month, which is our Pride Month of just CTE Pride, CTE awareness, CTE advocacy. This is every February. ACTE and TACTE always do different type of promotional things on social media. We highlight this within all of our publications and our communications channels. We have schools that go up to the visit to the Hill staff to get pictures and to ask questions. It's just our time to shine and let the world know how important CTE is, the accomplishments that CTE has had, how CTE impacts your communities, how CTE impacts the economy, and why CTE programs are just as important as, you know, the college programs and other ways and avenues that we push our students in. Online and distance resources that are currently available free to you with membership, without membership. So I'll kind of comb through those. First up, we have our resources for students. ACTE has partnered with Accenture to put together a Skills to Succeed Academy. With this, we are offering free online resources for educators and their students to build career-ready skills. There are 3 courses, 36 modules, which are all 15 to 30 minutes apiece. Students are able to work through these at their own pace, and they are interactive, they are fun, they're engaging, there's videos, there's multiple choice, there's different types of ways to really assess if the student is learning the career skills that they need. And through those courses and their modules, they look at things like, how do I know what skills I have and what skills I need? How do I find the job that's right for me? Putting together a resume, going through my interview. How do I know which job I should select and which job is best for me? Once I get the job, how do I work with my team? How do I stay motivated when I'm no longer motivated to be in that position? So it's a lot of great information that students would need moving from that high school, post high school into career field. And with this, your programs are eligible for a $1,000 incentive. You don't have to work for the incentive, but I always think $1,000 going towards whatever you want to do in your program. You can use that for helping to update your digital systems. You can use that to send to students as a scholarship of some sort. You can give that to the teacher whose classroom or whose students hit the mark to get rewarded that incentive. That is completely up to the institution how they want to go about using that money. So this is a resource that's available for students, and it is free to you, no additional cost, nothing. Resources for professionals, CTE Learn. I spoke about this a little earlier. Over 150 self-paced courses for CTE professionals. Each course is 4 hours of continuing credit. Right now, we are offering 50% off the entire collection until July 31st. And to access that, you use the code CTE50 to make sure you purchase any of the CTE learning codes. With CTE Learn, we do have courses right now that are available at no cost to you. So if you want to go in and comb through some of the free resources that we have before committing to making a purchase, even though this offer is only until the end of July, so you have till the close of next week to make a decision on that. So that's a good enough time to kind of comb through and see what you want. With our CTE Learn resources, these are focusing on e-learning environments, JROTC programming, and how to get your program up off the ground and moving, administrative best practices, Perkins, how does that affect and how does that impact what I have going on. So it's a lot of different courses just for professionals to take. You can get those continuing credit hours. You can expand upon some of the best practices and new high quality tools that you need. And with summer here, this is a great opportunity for you to continue your learning. This is brand new, our high quality CTE guide. We have COVID implications for CTE programs. This is looking at our high quality CTE and how is that going to be reflected in a COVID impacted school year. With this, we still have these webinars happening now, so you can catch a live webinar series that is accompanying this document that's been put together. So some of our upcoming include access and equity, work-based learning, sequencing and articulation, CTSOs, data and program improvement. And it's taking those 12 high quality CTE areas and looking at how they are going to be impacted with COVID and our upcoming school year, as well as what your team should be doing to prepare for it. Any of the webinars that have already happened are recorded and they're placed on our website as well. These are free resources to you. Once again, you can go in and you can access it, you can look through it, you can read it. So I think that's something great that you should also check out if you're looking to kind of see what can help me out in the upcoming year. And then lastly, additional resources. At the end of the school year, we worked with California Department of Ed to put together some CTE distance learning lesson plans. There were 8 lesson plans that were put together to highlight different sector specific lessons, webinars, and resources for the end of the school year. That's something you can come through if you're looking for some ideas for the upcoming school year. At the beginning, we kicked off with some division webinars, CTE in a time of uncertainty. These all featured panel of experts for each division, kind of talking about the state of CTE. These are a great watch if you do have some downtime. So for instance, for business, our business education division, you sat down with a panel of business experts and they kind of talked about what to expect, what practices should you be implementing, ways to prepare yourself, and ways to kind of work through COVID and all of the unexpected times. And then lastly, our division resource, our distance learning resources. This is a catalog of everything that we've put together through the last couple of months, access for you. There's a lot of information on that, which can be overwhelming, but we've tried to break it down as best we can, where you can look at it from division, you can look at it from areas of interest, you can look at it from webinars, so on and so forth. So I want to just go ahead and say thank you. You're free to access us or find us on different channels, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We are much more active on Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. And then lastly, I want to say, because I know I'm over, thank you again. I know I was running through this, talking really quickly. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Cherisa Martin, Membership and Communications Manager for ACTE. That is my email address, and you can also come by, look for me on the presenters webpage. That should also have my contact information. So thank you so much. Your support in CTE makes a difference for the students, for the communities, for the programs. So we definitely thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to continue to learn and dedicate yourself to the field. Bill, feel free to take over.